Weapons or tools. What makes a weapon and a tool a tool? I mean, you can use a tool as a weapon. You might be able to use the weapon as a tool, but I think in there lies the difference. You see, one of the main things that makes this hammer a tool and this kitchen knife a knife, but this dagger a weapon, is what they were designed for. You see, now while I can possibly bang in a nail with this, it's not going to be that easy as it is with this. This was designed for a specific function, being a hammer. This was designed for a specific function, being a bludgeon of death. So basically the main thing that separates the two is their initial intended function. Now what makes a knife not a dagger, or a dagger a knife? This is the same thing a little bit, kind of similar to why this axe is a regular axe and this one is a brutal weapon of death. Designed to be a regular axe, could be a good weapon. Crap axe, great weapon, but you can't really carry this thing around. It's complete overkill, but it is awesome to throw. This is extremely functional. This is a really good tool. Now, when it comes to daggers or knives, it's really interesting because this is a knife, this is a knife, this is a knife, this is a dagger. Dagger, knife. And you think, well, that's a pretty, that knife doesn't look like it's meant for anything other than killing. But no, this would be a combat knife. And it is designed for combat, but it's still a very good knife. It's still also a survival knife category, meaning that it's got a nice flat back so that you can chop wood with it. Similar to this. That's what makes this not a dagger. This is a survival or hunting knife. It's rated for wood. It's excellent for skinning and live, big game. And it also has a nice flat ridge there for hitting into the wood and then chopping down. That's what makes those tools and knives as opposed to the dagger. Now it's interesting because so many of these are completely unnecessary. In all honesty, we really only need one good small knife. A good round like 5-6 inches and nice, very sturdy. It's got to be thick, but nothing beats a really nice big one. Now even this is a cleaver, still a knife, even though you can hack people with it. That's not what it was designed for. Now another interesting thing, and you'll see a lot, is the throwing knife categories. Now these guys are throwing knives. Now technically you'll see the kunai a lot. People say it's a throwing knife. You can throw it, absolutely, and they do throw good, but that's not what they were originally designed for. They're a garden tool. Basically good for digging in. The hook's really nice because you can grab it easy. You can run a cord through it. It's great for climbing. In Japan, they were usually originally serrated along the side for cutting roots, but that's also wonderful for cutting wooden locks, getting into windows. So you would only throw this as a last-ditch thing. You also notice with the hole there, we could stick the shaft of a small stick through it, and then we have a garden hoe or trowel. That's basically why this isn't a throwing knife. It's a good garden tool. This, however, throwing knife only. It has really no cutting edge along the sides. It's really only sharp on the top. It's balanced, a little heavier towards here, and it's also nice that the end is also sharpened. One thing about throwing knives, and this is just a great knife in general, it is a perfect 0.9-inch thrower, and the thing I love about this is it's an all-around good knife. And with the holes, you can attach this again to a lawn stick to make spears or javelins. You can also use it as a good tent stake, and you can run cordage through there. You can hammer it into a tree and use that as a step. So this is a knife, and it is a throwing knife, extremely good one. But daggers, that's where the fun happens. So daggers are daggers because they're meant for dagging. That's not really a real world word. If it is, that'd be awesome. So daggers are designed for death. D equals death. And one of the main things that's really good with the dagger is it's usually designed to go up against a larger weapon. If you notice, even this kind of cheaper but still pretty good one is very thick at the bottom. Now this is an extremely good handmade one. Very thick. This could stop in a very large blade. I'm basically holding a short sword right there. The thickness of that is just intense. So that could easily parry a long blade or pierce harder clothes. But this isn't a good hunting knife. It's not that can be that good for skinning, and you can't really chop wood with these. All it can really do is fight or kill with them, which is why daggers weren't allowed in a lot of taverns or bars, but a good knife, just for eating your food, would be. And the stiletto is one of my favorite daggers for many reasons. It doesn't cut, it just kills. It's a triangular blade designed for maximum penetration and extreme brutality. The wound pretty much doesn't heal and means you're gonna die. Very lightweight and also very sturdy too here. So again, you can parry and block quite well, but this could pierce just about anything and pretty easy to carry. But if you're carrying this, you're an assassin. Most people wouldn't just carry this around. It's really a killing weapon. And this is actually a recreation of I think it was end of Civil War bayonet, again with a triangular blade. This is only for killing. This would be illegal to carry in lots of streets because it doesn't really function as a knife. It really only functions as one thing. So that's what really separates the weapons from the tools and the daggers from the knives. And I hope you've enjoyed, just like I know I have, because there's just so much fun here.